Hello, I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger, former governor of California. I was the host of Celebrity Apprentice for one season. It was so successful that the ratings were so high that they had to cancel it because it was so popular. I was also the voice of Shawnee last season, who won Big Brother Cheesecake 7. What? He lost? First boot? I always knew Shawnee had tiny popo. Anyway, I am back, and I want to remind you all that I was in the movie True Lies with Tom Arnold. Yes, it was a very good movie. I went with Horsey into elevator, and yes, and then I came out, and there was Jamie Lee Curtis, and I touched her tatas. Anyway, I'm so happy that we're playing Big Brother Cheesecake 8 Political Bait. The winner is going to get a free lunch with me, Arnold Schwarzenegger, at Applebee's. What? No! $800? But I'm priceless. That is unbelievable. Anyway, I'm very excited that True Lies won the Academy Award for Best Picture. What? We lost? Who won? Shakespeare in Love? That's it. Hasta la vista, baby. Hello, I'm Andrew Shefsick Moonves, and welcome to the season premiere of Big Brother Cheesecake 8 Political Bait. In just moments, 16 house guests will embark on an 85-day power struggle for an $800 cash prize. The runner-up wins $100 cash, while everybody else gets nothing, except this photograph of Justin Trudeau. Mega dick, mega douche. For those of you who don't know how Big Brother Cheesecake works, it's very simple. Each week there is a head of household competition. The winner is the head of household and must nominate two of their fellow house guests for eviction. There is then a golden power veto competition. The winner of the golden power veto can choose to use it to save one of the two nominees from the chopping block, forcing the head of household to name a replacement nominee, or leave the nominations as is. The remainder of the house then votes to evict one of the two nominees from the game. That process will repeat for 13 weeks until we are down to our final two, where a jury of their peers will vote for the winner of Big Brother Cheesecake 8 Political Bait. Now, since we've been gone, at the end of Season 7, Nicole had her baby, little Violet. Congratulations, Nicole, from Season 3 and 5. And the Queen also kicked the bucket. And that was within like 48 hours of each other. So I am of a firm belief that the Queen is now in Nicole's baby's body and is controlling little Violet. But that's okay. That's cool. Okay, so some quick ground rules. No screenshots. That means you cannot take a screenshot of a conversation and send it to somebody else. No forwarding of messages. And there was something else. Oh, any alliances of 3 or more people must have a group chat with myself included. And also do not change the color or font in the Facebook group chat. And don't change the nicknames as well. I hate that shit. You know, when you change, Andrew to Smorgasbord of Meat or something. No. Okay. The theme for this season is obviously politics. As you all know, I love politics. I remember when I was like 10 years old, I had a bet with my dad as to who would win between Al Gore and George W. Bush, and I bet him $1. And he did not concede, but he did give me the $1 because George W. Bush did end up winning. And boy, was that an interesting 8 years. But yeah, I love politics, both Canadian and U.S., and even worldwide. I pay kind of attention to it. And so this season will be very politically charged, and I'm very, very excited. And also, by the 2016 election between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, I mean, I'm sure it did not have the ending most people wanted, but it was entertaining. I mean, those debates. I will never forget when Donald Trump, at the beginning of the first Republican debate, said, "Why is Rand Paul here? He's polling at like 2%. Get Rand Paul off the stage." So funny. Okay, so now it's time to get to That sound means a twist is about to be unleashed upon the house guests. Not one, not two, not even three, but 4 season-long twists. Those of you who know me know that I hate twists. Twists are an unfair way for production to help the people they like get closer to the encabler. Oh, excuse me. But my twists are fair and transparent in that I tell you what they all are on day 1 so that good players can use them to get elected, while bad players can let the twists get them overthrown from the government. See what I did there? Now, last season was supposed to be the most twisted season yet, but the house guests either didn't find the advantages or powers that were out there, or they didn't play them. So therefore, this time around, this season should be the most twisted season yet. So let's get right into it. We have 3 minor twists and 1 massive twist. The first minor twist this season is the political parties twist. And here's how it works. As I'm sure you've all guessed, and as you've seen in the pictures and whatnot, the 16 of you have been divided into 4 political parties. Now, unlike the Dunder Mifflin departments of Season 4 and the Hogwarts houses of Season 2, this was decided on by you when you applied. Not everybody got their first choice, but nobody got their last choice, and most people got what they wanted, is all I'm going to say about that, and I will not answer any questions more about that. So, the 4 political parties are, you have the NDP. They will always wear orange. They believe in taking from the rich, giving to the poor, spend a lot of money, taxes go up, but you also get better social services. Socialism, Bernie Sanders, far left. We have, in that party, Anne Claire, Dustin, Gina, Zaki. Next, we have the Liberal Party. They will always wear red. We're going with Canadian politics, which is why the Liberals are red. And they are, I don't want to say they're narcissists, but they definitely dress to impress, and they care about their self-image a lot. I mean, look at Justin Trudeau as a great example of that. But they are center-left, and they are, I would put Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, Trudeau, Jean Chrétien in that category. Nancy Pelosi, sure. Anyway, so the Liberals are Davy, Ken, Kendra, Curtis. The Bloc Québécois wears purple. They are separatists. They tried to separate from Canada in 1995 and make Quebec its own province, or its own country rather. They failed. So they're kind of like the no-callers. They don't believe in government. They just want to do their own thing, fly by the seat of their own drum, I think. So they don't care for the political process. They are Alex, Erica, Jonathan, Penny. And finally, the Conservative Party. The right, they believe in taking from the poor, giving to the rich, building a wall. They don't spend a lot of money, so that means taxes generally don't go up, but you also don't get a lot of social services from it. And usually the status quo is the case after they're governed. They will always wear blue. They are Brooke, Paige, Glow, and Sean. So, as I'm sure you have already guessed, if your political party wins head of household, everybody in the political party is safe for the week. So whoever is head of household, their party is safe. They cannot put up members of their own party, which was interesting in Season 4 because the accountants in Dunder Mifflin wanted to take Brandon out, but Brandon was an accountant, so they had to get Curtis to do it for them. And as Rai said in the preseason, we really got Curtis to do a lot of our bidding, and a lot of his wins were ones that we coalesced in advance. Anyway, that's the political party twist. Nick and Curtis complained in Season 4 that it went on for too long, because it went on for as long as mathematically possible. This season, there is a new way for it to end, but I'm not telling you what that is yet. Okay, the second twist of 4, and the second minor twist is that every Thursday, and this twist is based on, it's one of my favorite, actually it is my favorite twist. It's based on Snape's Lair in Season 2, Bottom of the Season 3, Prank or No Prank in Season 4, Penalty Shot in Season 6, and the Lindor Sampler in Season 7. And this season, every Thursday, the politicians will go to the Pringles Party! Every Thursday, 1 or 2 house guests will be selected in a random draw, no wheel this season, random paper draw, and they will be tempted to eat one of 12 flavors of Pringles. So we have original, sour cream and onion, barbecue, salt and vinegar, cheddar, jalapeno, ketchup, honey mustard, pizza, ranch, Brazil's favorite dill pickle, and Mexican street corn. 8 of the 4 Pringles cans contain something good, while 4 contain something bad. And one of them, I'm not going to tell you what any of them are, but one of the bad ones is the Pooh Brown Power Veto. The Pooh Brown Power Veto is a bad veto. In fact, it's terrible. Jonathan, Chris, Curtis, and Bridget last season succumbed to the Pooh, while Nicole and Rhonda survived it. So it has a 33% survival rating. Caitlyn in season 6 didn't even get the chance to play it because Karen and Steven orchestrated her demise before she even got it. But anyway. So the Pooh Brown Power Veto means that in one of the first 4 weeks upon winning it, you must use the Pooh Brown Power Veto to save a nominee post-veto ceremony, and you are the replacement nominee. No other power or penalty can save you except winning the eviction vote next to the person you sit yourself next to. So it's pretty much suicide. So bear that in mind. Now, 8 are good, 4 are bad. There's no penalty for saying no, but if you say no, you will never be able to open up a Pringles can for the rest of the season. If you say yes, then you won't be able to open another one until everybody has had a turn. So everybody gets to go once before we get seconds. And only in season 4 with the Jello shots and Prank or No Prank did we actually go a second time, if I recall correctly. Yeah. Everything you earn in the Pringles party is good up to and including the week of the final 6 to be played. Also this season, if you say yes, regardless of whether you get something good or something bad, you will also get to flip a coin for a bonus prize. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, that's the Pringles party. Now let's move on to the third of 4 twists, the third minor twist, which is legally binding articles, or LBAs. Here's how that works. I've played 36 orgs. I've won 3. I've came in second once, third once, and fourth once. So not bad. And the way I tend to play is I make deals with people, and I make deals that I keep so that I can become a loyal, honest player that people can trust. I hate when people make a deal with me, and the first chance they get, they break it. Like, I understand if it's deep in the game, you gotta do what you gotta do, but if it's week 1 and you say, I'm not gonna nominate you, okay, I'm not gonna nominate you, and then you get HOH and a day later I'm on the block, what? Why did you make that deal? Round 1. So anyway, so you can make a legally binding article with the house guests. You can make the terms, if you don't nominate me, I won't nominate you for however many weeks. If I win the veto, I'll take you off if you do the same. I won't vote you out if you won't vote me out. You can mix and match. I won't put you up if you vote the way I want you to for 3 weeks. The next time you win the veto, you do what I want with it, and I won't put you up this week. Whatever. I will approve it. The house guests will not know the terms of the LBA, but they will know how many house guests can still make one. But this is the thing. I will make sure the LBA, because it's legally binding, is followed through. So if you tell someone, I won't nominate you, and the next time you win HOH, you don't nominate me, they can't screw you over if at Final 5 they happen to win HOH and they've made a deal that they won't put you up the first time they win HOH. I will legally bind them to it, and I will not allow them to put you up if that's the deal. So you're probably thinking, what the hell is the point of that? Like, how do I benefit from making a legally binding article? You benefit because anybody who makes one, whether they create it or whether they accept it, the first time they do so will earn a colossal advantage that they can use in any competition, veto or head of household, up to and including the week of the final 6. So that's a big, and this, when I say colossal, you'd have to be in a coma to lose the competition when you or play this colossal advantage. But only one house guest can use a colossal advantage per competition. If 2 or more house guests use a colossal advantage, they cancel each other out and they lose them. They will not get to play them again. So be very, very, very careful that if you play a colossal advantage, you're the only one to do so, because you can only play one if 2 or more are played, they cancel each other out and they're gone. So the house guests will not be told what the LBAs are. They'll simply be told how many house guests can still make an LBA and how many colossal advantages are in play. That's it. But they won't know who and they won't know what. Okay. Now, it is time to get to the massive, massive twist. The biggest thing I have ever done. The purist in me is screaming not to do it. I have wanted to do this twist since season 1. I said, no, I don't want to mess with the mechanics of the game. I want Big Brother. It's a new thing, Big Brother Cheesecake. I want it to be pure. So I put it off. I revisited it in All Stars and still didn't want... I wanted the game to be pure. I wanted as few twists as possible in All Stars. But with the political theme, which kind of fits, and with the fact that last season was supposed to be super twisted and it wasn't even, I thought this is the perfect time I'm going to do it. So, the power of head of household is going to change like never before. This twist is called the Ken Jennings effect. And here's how it works. I'm going to give the HOH some new powers and take some powers away. Every head of household each week will be able to add 1 piece of paper into the Pringles party draw of the house guests of their choice. They cannot choose themselves. So if Anne Claire wins HOH, she can put anybody's name except for hers, an additional piece of paper into the draw. The second power they'll get is between weeks 2 through 8, they will get to decide whether we're doing 1 Pringles or 2 Pringles. If somebody picks 2, then from then on it will always be 1, except for the last week. But now the big thing. Inspired by Ken Jennings' 74-day run on Jeopardy in 2004, inspired by the fact that Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, George W. Bush, their second term was terrible. When a president earns a second term, other than Reagan, every president in their second term sucks because they know they can't be reelected, so they don't give a shit anymore. That and the fact that people go to the diary room and they say, I threw this head of household because if I win HOH this week, I can't play next week and I want to play next week. Bitch, you gotta be here next week if you want to play next week. So because of all those reasons, and if you're a Big Brother superfan, you know what I'm about to say, for the first time in Big Brother Cheesecake history, and in Canada and US, the outgoing head of household will always be able to compete in the following week, which means it is mathematically possible to be HOH 13 weeks in a row. Not likely, but possible. Steven, who is the all-time competition leader with 4 HOH, 4 veto, and 8. Jeffrey has 2 HOH, 6 veto, and 8. He's probably yelling at the screen saying this is just done to slight him so that he doesn't have the highest power anymore. No, that's not the case. I've always watched Big Brother from 2001 and I thought, why can't the outgoing head of household play? Let them. Why not? And I almost did it season 1 and season 5, but I'm doing it now. So that's it. The outgoing head of household will always be able to play. But I am taking a power away from the head of household as well. For the first time ever, if you thought that wasn't twisted enough, just wait for this. The head of household will not cast a tie-breaking vote in the event of a tie. We have had, if memory serves me correctly, 5 ties in Big Brother Cheesecake history. We had 2 in season 1, 1 in season 2, 1 in season 3, and 1 in season 5, and 1 in season 6. So 5 out of 7 seasons have had a tie. JoJo is the only house guest to be head of household twice and break the tie 2 times. He did it in season 3 to evict Caitlyn, and in season 5 to evict, I think, Brazil. Yeah. But the head of household won't have that power anymore because, inspired by a very popular and well-received Survivor week in season 7, this season we are implementing the classic Rocks rule for ties. Here's how Rocks work. So I played 36 orgs, never gone to Rocks, even though I've wanted to because I think it's epic. And Drew, shout out if you're watching, Drew Olson, who played Ascendance, he did go to Rocks for Jen and was rocked out. We also know that Pascal was rocked out of Survivor Marquesas. And I can't remember her name because she was very forgettable, but there was a girl who was, Jessica, I want to say, was rocked out of Survivor Metamucil versus X-Lax. But anyway, So, if by Tuesday at 9 p.m. we have a tie vote, I will announce in the group chat there is a tie, and you will have 1 hour to potentially change your mind. If a house guest casts a revote for the opposite nominee, I will close voting and declare that we have a result. But if 10 p.m., 1 hour, comes around and we do not have anybody change their vote, then we are deadlocked. And it means the judge will declare a mistrial. No, it means OJ walks! No, it means that would have made a lot more sense than an actual verdict. But anyway, it means that we are going to rocks, which, in the case of Big Brother Cheesecake, means, and this is partially why I got rid of the wheel for the Pringles party, it means we are going to spin the wheel to determine who is evicted. So, the head of household, and pay attention because this is slightly different from Survivor. The head of household is guaranteed safety. They do not go on the wheel. The Golden Power Veto winner is guaranteed safety. They do not go on the wheel. The political party that is in power also does not, none of their members go on the wheel. If certain powers from the Pringles party are played, those people do not go on the wheel. But everybody else goes on the wheel, including the 2 nominees. I have always hated in Survivor that if you are one of the 2 people that got the votes, that you are then just automatically safe in the rocks. Oh, look at me! Oh, I'm the magical fairy! I like to make people happy! No. If you were nominated, and you got votes, clearly, because it's a tie, you're going on the wheel too. So to be crystal clear, the head of household, the Golden Power Veto winner, any special power players, and that will be specified, and the political parties that are safe, they do not go on the wheel, but everybody else does. I spin the wheel. Whoever the wheel lands on is evicted. So that is the Survivor Rocks rule. Now, I love rocks, and balls. So I want this to happen, which means we need to increase the amount of even-numbered weeks, which means, I'm almost done, I promise. If there is a week where an odd number of house guests are voting, such as week 1, we will have a public vote. So this week we have 13 votes. The public gets a 14th vote. Unlike the alumni vote in season 6 and the Willy Wonka vote in season 7, though, everybody can cast a vote. Active house guests can cast a vote in the public vote, but it is not a private vote. It is public. In the Big Brother Cheesecake org Facebook group, there will be a poll, and anybody in that group can vote in it. Anybody. I don't care. As long as you have a pulse, and you have the capacity to click the button, or have somebody click the button for you, you can vote. The voting is public, so if you are a player who's voting in this, just know that the nominees are going to see it. Whoever gets the most votes against will receive an additional vote against in the main vote. Should there be a tie, I go to a coin flip. Should there be a tie in the main vote, the alumni vote cannot be changed in terms of the 1 hour window for rocks. But yeah, which means there will always be an even number of votes. So if there's an even number of votes, there will not be a public vote. If there's an odd number of votes, there will be a public vote, so that every single week we have an even number of votes and we can increase the chance of rocks. And this rule is in play up to and including the week of the final 5, which means when there are just 2 people voting in the final 5, if they're deadlocked, there is the capacity for rocks. Last but not least, and I apologize for going on forever, there is a hidden immunity idol in play. Last season there was one. Nobody found it, not even the Endure people, the Endure alum, they weren't smart enough to find the idol. There is an idol, it's already been hidden. It gives you safety from the wheel and safety from another power that is going to be introduced later soon. But it does not give you safety from nominations or eviction. Okay, that's everything. I know that was a lot. I apologize, this is the most twisted season ever. But at least you know what all the twists are now. So now, you can't say I was blindsided. Twist came out of nowhere to screw me. You know what all the twists are now. Okay, now it is finally time to get to the first head of household competition of the season. Free from the threat of eviction, the head of household wins the perks of their private HOH bedroom and bathroom, a fruit basket with Arby's, a video from home, and the responsibility of nominating 2 of their fellow house guests for eviction. The first head of household competition of the season is called Big Brother Baseball, and here's how it works. You are all standing at home plate on a baseball field. I will ask a question, a series of trivia questions. The topic for the trivia questions is sports. I will ask a question. If somebody responds with the correct answer in 15 seconds or less, they get a triple. They get to run to third. If after 15 seconds nobody gives a correct answer, I will put multiple choice. The next 15-second window would be a double, and if you answer after 30 seconds, you get a single. The questions will be coming on periodically throughout the day, at random, so you don't know when they're coming. So it's kind of an endurance competition as well as a trivia competition. The first person to pass home plate becomes the new head of household, so if you get a triple and then you get a single, boom, you're home. 2 doubles, you're home. But just like in baseball, if somebody's already on base and you get a double, you push them ahead. So if somebody's on second and you get a double, you push them to third. If the bases are loaded and you get anything, whoever's on third base will win HOH, which means you can, in lieu of running, you can use a triple to tag out as many as 3 runners on base. A double you can tag out 2, and a single you can tag out 1. You don't get to run any bases, but you can at least tag people out. Last but not least, if you give an incorrect answer at any point you give an incorrect answer, even if you're not the first person to answer, you are eliminated altogether from the competition. No strikes. You're gone. 1 strike. Goodbye. So make sure if you're answering, you are positive that you are correct. Okay, that's it. This is going to be a great season. I cannot wait. With that said, who will win the first head of household competition of the season? Find out tomorrow on which 2 house guests will be tempted in the Pringles party and what will they get. Friday is the first nomination ceremony of the season, and we will pick players for the first Golden Power Veto competition of the season. Saturday is the first episode of Extra Whip, where Michael, Corey, Rhonda, and Joanne, the new Extra Whip, will sit down and dish the dirt and make their draft picks. And I will have a special announcement about week 2. Sunday is the Golden Power Veto competition. Monday is the Golden Power Veto ceremony. Tuesday, the final 2 nominees plead their case. And Wednesday, 1 week from today, is the first live eviction and head of household competition, where the first house guest will be evicted from the Big Brother Cheesecake 8 house, get impeached from the government, and lose their shot at the $800 cash prize. I'm Andrew Shevsik Moonves. Take care, and remember, mankind must put an end to war before war puts an end to mankind. Good night.